Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your April Candlelight Love Tarot. Candlelight Tarot is back by popular demand. This is my second time starting your video. I went to go pause to adjust something and I stopped it and now I'm starting over. So your cards are already shuffled. You're not going to get to watch me shuffle this time. Weirdest thing has been happening this month as I'm sitting down to do your reading. I've been getting a song for the different zodiac signs. And your song that popped up as I was shuffling was The Foreigner. I think it's Foreigner. I don't know if it's Foreigner or Journey. I think it's Foreigner. No, it's Foreigner. The I Want to Know What Love Is song. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. In my life, there's been heartache and pain. I don't know if I can face it again. But this time around, something, I don't know. So I think a lot of you Sagittarius, you're really opening up to love and maybe you don't want to be. Okay, we'll see what the cards have to say. I could be wrong or it could be different for different ones of you, but I feel like you all are either falling in love all over again with an existing person and falling pretty hard, or somebody new is coming along that you just can't seem to like push away. Like somebody's just coming in and making you feel like, well, maybe I do want love. We'll see. We'll see, my darlings. Let's see what the cards have to say. So in the heart, in the center of it, don't get scared when you see this card because I'm going to explain it to you. And that kind of, to me, confirms what I was feeling. Okay, like some of you aren't wanting love. Some of you have been done with love, or even if you're in a relationship, maybe you've just been like, I give up with this person. I'm just gonna focus on me. And maybe you've been living in a situation where it feels like you guys are roommates more than like, you know, in a relationship or whatever it might be. But this is the thing. This is the thing. You all are coming into a new, higher, healthier vibration of love. And when I see 10 of Swords in my readings, I always say don't get scared, because for me, I've always pulled it right before something really great happened. And for a lot of my clients as well, I've pulled it before something really great happened, because it's always been after coming out of a very difficult or trying time. To me, 10 of Swords is like, you know, the death of a demon, or like just like being able to like beat some monster that you couldn't get around before. So whatever was holding you back from loving, or whatever was holding a relationship back from being able to progress or move forward, is finally being removed. It's finally being like just done. Like you're just done with that energy. You're disconnecting from it, and you're disconnecting from it in a way where it's not even going to be about a struggle or fighting or like forcing yourself. Some of you are dealing with a situation, either you or your partner is going through some kind of sobriety or going through some kind of like detox, okay, like some kind of healing from a self-medicating pattern. So maybe you would numb yourself before by being a workaholic or a shopaholic, or just really something else that you were doing. It could be video games, it could be drugs, it could be sex, it could be food, it could be just addicted to dramatic situations or being really hung up on a specific person. Addiction comes in many, many forms, my darlings, many forms. People hear addiction and they right away start thinking about like hardcore drugs or drinking, and that's not the case, right? Addictions come in many forms, but the problem with addictions is it keeps us away from connecting with love, right? It's a substitute for love. And so a lot of you are just hanging that up and you're done with it, and you're really opening up to having this really like life-changing level of love coming in. For some of you, it's happening in April. For some of you, April is the beginning shifting of the energy, and so the changes may go through the next few months, but whatever is coming in is coming in before the end of the springtime. All right, so we're going to go in a little bit deeper here. The factor here is 10 of Cups, right? So this is the thing that maybe some of you have been struggling with. Some of you are wanting love, but you don't know if you want it in the traditional sense, right? Like, you don't know if you want it in the old school sense of, oh, I want a relationship, I want love, but I don't know that I'm like ready to get married, or I don't know that I want to stay married, or I don't know that I want to have children, or I don't know if I want to like live in a very stable thing. I think I kind of want to keep traveling, but I'm also lonely, or whatever it might be. I think some of you Sagittarius are really expanding your thinking of what a long-term relationship is, what a relationship is, what a marriage is, what a commitment is. You guys are coming into a different way of going about and seeing things. Some of you are having to overcome the pain of having had that stability and just accepting the fact that maybe it ended or it changed. So maybe some of you are divorced or going through a divorce, or some of you maybe in the past had a person and you were like, this is it, this is my person, this is my 10 of cups person, we're gonna have a happily ever after, and then it didn't work out, and maybe you were just completely and totally shocked because you were like, all the signs were there, I felt like this was my person, like I can never trust my intuition again, I can never let anybody in again, that was my soulmate, I'm never gonna love again. For those of you, and I've got such a high flame right now as I'm saying that, you guys have got to see this. Look at how high that flame is. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of energy coming into that. So I'm gonna take that as massive confirmation. So some of you just had the situation where you're like, you loved so deeply and you knew that was your soulmate, and it didn't work out, right? It had that 10 of swords where it was just like defeated and never coming back again, that it's very hard for you to imagine that you could ever feel that with anybody else. And maybe you've just been like, I've cut my losses here, I'm never going to love again. Maybe some of you are not a Sagittarius, but you felt that way about a Sagittarius, and you're here on this video being a little sneaky person trying to figure out what's going on with your Sagittarius's life. If you are one of those people where you feel like the Sagittarius really screwed you over or really messed up, then I feel that message is for you. But also, a lot of you who are Sagittarius have had that experience as well. Okay, so this is for those people who are in that energy, whatever your sign is. If you're a cross watcher, if you're a Sagittarius sun, moon, rising, whatever it might be. So some of you had that thing where you just can't even imagine letting somebody in again after that disappointment. And for those of you who had somebody do that to you, I'm hearing, this is what I'm supposed to tell you. The message for you, my darlings, is excuse me, that you weren't imagining it. That was a very, very significant soulmate, and you all had a soul contract together, but that person sabotaged themselves. That person decided that they didn't want to do the work. They may even have fallen into some kind of an addiction, whether it was drugs or alcohol or sex addiction or partying, or just being very obsessed with financial things, or whatever it was that they were doing to numb themselves. They ran away because the emotion was so intense. Now, what Spirit wants you to know is you're not going to go through life walking this world alone because this person you had a contract with backed out. We have many, many soulmates, okay? And so you upheld your end of the contract. You were a loving person. You showed up. You were like, I'm here for you. I'm helping you. You don't have to self-sabotage. I'm here. I'm a light. I'm a love. And they still screwed up. Okay, my darling, don't even worry. You will be rewarded because you will be given someone where you will have that connection, that fire, that attraction, that click with again. But this time around, it'll be someone who is ready the way that you are ready, okay? And a lot of you had closed yourself off for a very long time, and now this person is coming around, and it's like, oh my goodness, like, again, I want to know what love is. I can't even sing, but you're really, really coming into that energy, all right? So the karmic factor here, oh, what did I tell you? You guys are like going, okay, I don't want to set myself on fire. Let's move this candle aside. The Fool. You're taking this leap of faith. You told yourself you were done. You told yourself that there would be no more. There would be no more of this love foolishness, not in your life, not in your world. You didn't need nobody. But now this connection is coming and this person's coming in and you're like, oh crap, all right, well, I guess I'm in trouble now. Here we go. And you're going for it, okay? Again, I want to point something out here. The Fool card is a major arcana card. The major arcana cards come up when there's a very significant crossroads in your life that connect with your life path, your life purpose, and your soulmates. So there is the soulmate that's coming in that's like pulling you guys out of the sidelines, like, come on, let's go, let's get back in the game, Sagittarius. Or if you're watching because a Sagittarius broke your heart, you're having this person come along and just be like, let's go, and you're like, okay, let me go get my hobo stick, I'm on my way. I'm gonna pack light and go on this journey. And there's a message for you too, Sagittarius. You're not taking that heavy emotional baggage anymore. Okay, you're packing light. You're just, I'm not going to take all the drama with me. I'm not going to take all the pain. I'm just going to take a few things that I need that are going to be useful, throw them in my little handkerchief, tie them around my little hobo stick, and go on my way. So you're going into this adventure, and you're going lightly. So whatever the heavy baggage was, you're going to really enjoy parting ways with that. Okay. Ooh, okay, so this is a very, very good card here. Typically, when this card comes up in a reading, in the past spot, I do say it's about, passion and creativity, and sometimes it could be a little bit of a temporary relationship, right? But it could be someone who's coming in and lighting our fire. But this card for you is coming up in the past. It's not coming up in the present spot, it's coming up in the past spot. And intuitively, I'm feeling the card very differently than how I would normally read it, especially since this is a fire sign card and you all are fire sign Sagittarius. So I do feel like what this card is saying, one of the biggest reasons why you guys kind of have insecurities in your love life is because in the past, maybe you got pulled in by attraction, or maybe in the past you had like this love at first sight type situation, or you feel like you rushed in head first, or you got into these relationships with these people who you knew were terrible for you, but the sex was amazing, and so you feel like you wasted a lot of time and you wish that you hadn't. Or you had frustrations because in an existing relationship you want to talk things over, or you want to come to a healing or to an understanding, but you might feel like your partner is more in that energy of, oh baby, let's just kiss and make up, let's not fight, let's not talk about it, and then you get pulled in with that physical persuasion. Okay, another way that this could be is maybe some of you have insecurities because those passionate parts of being a fire sign, or certain Sagittarius traits, personality traits, or things you feel like kind of were your downfall in relationships. But this gives me a sense or a feeling that you're coming into the really positive aspects of Sagittarius. You're coming into the really powerful parts of being a fire sign. All zodiac signs have, positive parts, negative parts. I should know, I'm a Scorpio. And I know a lot of people hate Scorpios because of that. Like when Scorpio goes dark, oh my god, like you better run away. But, I'm not trying to say that Sagittarius, you guys have really bad things. I'm just saying all the zodiac signs have the high points and the low points. But you're coming into the higher points of being the fire sign. You're coming into the higher points of being a Sagittarius. And the things that before you thought were weaknesses, from having a happy relationship, you're like, these aren't weaknesses, these are strengths, get out of my way. So you're in this really, really empowered, confident energy moving forward into love, because you unpacked, and now you have your little hobo stick, right? And you're just going with your qualities. You're going with your strengths. You're not carrying weaknesses around with you anymore. This next card is going to let us know where you are at the time of watching this reading, okay? It doesn't matter if you're watching it before April, beginning April, mid-April, end of April. I don't care if you come across this reading in like June or July or sometime in the year 2020 or whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you come across this reading in some like futuristic archaeological thing where they're like going and looking at the technology of the past like 500 years from now. Whatever is happening, this next card is going to tell us what is going on with you in the moment of watching this reading, okay? Like what the energy is, or what the thing is that Spirit wants you to think of. All right, you have 7 of Wands. And 7 of Wands is needing to stand your ground, okay? Now, we hear stand your ground and we think of the potential of like arguments, that, oh, there's gonna be an argument and I'm gonna have to stick to my guns. I'm not getting a sense of an argument here. I'm getting a couple of things. Oh, that smoke just blew over. It's confirming that it's not going to be an argument. I'm getting a couple of things. Number one, it's about standing firm in your belief, keeping your faith, knowing that you deserve to have an amazing love life just as much as anybody else, especially if you're one of those people who had amazing love and felt like you could never love again. I promise you, you found it before, you will find it again. The universe is an abundant universe, okay? There's a lot of love out there and you will have it again. I promise you that. Believe me, I know what you're going through, and believe me, you will find it again. You may even find it a couple of times yet more, because we have more than one soulmate. I promise you this. We just have to be open to it. So this is about standing your ground in that way, holding firm in your belief, holding firm and like just moving forward in doing this. I also feel that those of you who are opening up, you're having to make a decision to stay open, okay? To stay open. So that might be something that you're making an effort. You're having to consciously make an effort to do. Doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be hard. It just means that you're having to be conscious and aware of it, okay? And to just stand firm. I also feel some of you are going to feel a little bit intimidated, because I feel like this person who's coming in for a lot of you is like kind of dreamy, okay? I don't care if you date women, I don't care if you date men, I don't care if you date non-binary people, whatever, like whoever is coming in is very, very dreamy, okay? Like just like you're feeling like there's competition, or you're feeling like, wow, this person is so super amazing, like they could have anybody. Well, yeah, but they want you, okay? So you don't have to worry about competing. You have enough to stand out. And you need to remind yourself of the Sagittarius, that you have a lot of qualities that make you stand out above the others, especially for the right person. Your soulmate's looking for you. Your soulmate isn't looking for, God, I don't know who the hot people are anymore. Kind of out of it in that way. I don't watch TV. Really. I don't know who are the hot people. Like when I was younger, it was like Britney Spears and Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. When I was really young, it was like Denzel Washington. Everybody was like obsessed with Denzel Washington when I was like younger. I didn't even like, boys yet at that time. But I remember hearing his name a lot on like movies and TV, or like grown up women talking. So I don't know, like you don't have to be those, hot celebrity type people. Your soulmate is going to feel that way about you because they're looking for you. So just be confident and believe yourself in that way. All right, so in the more recent future, or like near future, you have 3 of Swords. Now, this doesn't mean, please understand, this doesn't mean that some amazing person is coming in and then ripping your heart out, okay? Because I'm hearing to tell you that that's not the case. In fact, what's jumping out at me is that spiral behind the heart. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that like spiral? Maybe if I bring the candle in this way. Can you see that spiral in the sky behind that heart? There's like a spirals or rings. Okay. And that to me is like, usually the spiral makes me think of ascension, like you're coming into this higher consciousness. But in this sense, what I'm feeling as I see that spiral is there's some kind of like realm that you're going through. So what I feel like is happening is as you're opening up your heart to let this person in and making a conscious effort to trust, the old wounds are coming to the surface. I don't think this person is doing anything to trigger you. I don't think this person is doing anything to hurt you. I just think what's happening is, or this is going to be especially true for those of you who are like giving a relationship a fresh start. As you're opening up your heart to this love and this openness and to experience the relationship, the old wounds are coming to the surface. So I feel it's kind of transporting you into these elements or dimensions within yourself of a lot of clearing. Some people refer to this as shadow work. Some people refer this to this as like purging, or like, cleansing. But you're definitely, as the heart is opening up to let in the love, all the stuck, trapped, icky gunk needs to come out. It needs to be released. And the energies right now are very intense about this, because ever since Uranus came into Taurus, I think a lot of people are coming into a certain degree of confidence mixed with desire. Like, you're very clear about what your desires are for the future, whether it's relationship or career goals or spiritual growth or whatever it might be. You're very clear about what you want it to be, and you're also feeling a confidence to go out and get it. But anytime we're trying to receive, regardless of if it's love or if it's something else, we need to be open to receiving, and we need to be like in a place where we have room to receive that energy. Okay, I can tell you, I had an experience not that long ago. I've been divorced for like 10 years now, and I don't regret it at all. Like, I don't want to be with that person. That person was abusive. That person was really bad. I had other relationships since then. Some were amazing, some were like not so great. But something was happening, and I was doing meditation, and I was getting ready for my own little manifesting, like what I want for my future. And I was like driving, and I got to where I was going, and I just all of a sudden thought of my ex-husband, and I just like started crying. Just started crying, like I did this release, like just things just automatically released. And I had not been thinking about him. Nothing had happened. I hadn't like seen him or anything like that. But I was like, whoa. And immediately, like, I heard spirit say, something is being cleansed because something is coming in. Like, we're making room right now. And believe me, I had done work. I've done a lot of healing. I've done a lot of work. Like, I've released that relationship. But sometimes there's certain aspects that we bury very deep, and it might come up. It doesn't mean that you're not doing your spiritual work. It doesn't mean that whatever energy healing you did wasn't effective. It doesn't mean that you don't know how to shield or how to ground or how to cord cut. It just means that sometimes things come up in layers, and sometimes things are tucked away and we don't realize, and then they come up and we can let them go. So some of you are gonna have kind of these little blasts from the past emotionally that pop up, and you're just gonna have to ride the wave and let it go. Just let that feeling come, let yourself process it, don't push it down, let it out, and then you're gonna be feeling much better. And think of all the room you made for all the love that's gonna come in and take up that space. Next, Sagittarius, my darlings, we have the Hanged Man. And some people don't like this card. They don't like this card because it makes them think that nothing is going to be happening, or that it's a slow period, or that something is stuck. But they forget something very important and very special about the Hangman card. The Hangman card is a major arcana card. So it basically means that we're coming to this energy where you're being put in this position by the universe or by spirit. You've been guided to this spot. It's like a little planned pit stop for you, or like a destination point for you. And the reason for this little kind of like, slowness, or in this period, is to take a look around you and look at things from a different angle, and to look at things from a different perspective. This is going to be your power in the situation around your love life in April, especially those of you who are really feeling that Three of Swords card with things coming up. The quickest way you're going to be able to get over it is by looking at the situation from a different angles or different standpoints. Ask your angels and guides to help you. Say, please help me to see and to understand how it is that I may have missed something that is going to help me heal from the situation. Help me to see and understand what you would like me to see and understand. Help me to process the information that's coming in and to understand it completely and clearly. Okay? All of that wonderful energy. Because this is a time of awakening, your eyes opening up. I promise you that when you can come into the situation of understanding the pain or the dysfunction of another person, it doesn't make what they did okay. It will never, ever, ever make what they did okay. But it will make it much easier to be able to forgive and to move on and to say that person's energy is never going to hold me back again. Okay? I don't have room in my little hobo bag for that person's energy. Okay? So you're going to be able to unpack a lot in this way. Okay? Next card is letting us know how your partner is seeing you. Your partner or your significant other or your love interest is seeing you as, and I don't care if you are male or identify as male or non-binary, this card still applies to you. Okay? We have Queen of Swords. I'm not Queen of Swords, no, Queen of Pentacles. Some of you are already commenting. I'm confused because you said Queen of Swords, but it was a Queen of Pentacles. Yes, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, you're being seen as that Queen of Pentacles energy. Okay, the thing that makes this really awesome and really great is that Queen of Pentacles is very, very stable, grounded, home type energy. Okay, when I see Queen of Pentacles and that smoke is blowing over as confirmation, it makes me think of a comfortable, beautiful, happy home life. Okay, so somebody is seeing you as like, I want this person in my future, and I want to make a home with this person, a sense of home. A sense of home. Because Queen of Pentacles to me is energy of working very hard, having abundance, and liking to be surrounded by beauty. This person feels like they see a lot of beauty in you, and they feel like you bring a lot of beauty into their life, and they want that in their future. They see you as having just some kind of special little touch. You have a special little touch that you can succeed at many things, that you could create joy and beauty in very mundane situations. So there's a sense of magic there, but also stability. What is it? There was all this joke about the whole, what they call the manic pixie characters in like romantic comedies and stuff, where it's like, like in real life, maybe that person who seems so magical might be kind of scary to live with, but you don't have that. Like, you have that magical element, but at the same time, you're very grounded. Like, you're very logical. You bring in stability. So it's not like you're just off in the clouds somewhere where you're like, let's, fill the whole house with stuffed animals and eat jello for a week. You have really realistic like ways of bringing in magic, or logical ways, or ways that feel mature or grown up, right? Ways that are productive, not just off the wall, zany, look at me, I'm cute kind of nonsense. You get what I'm saying. All right. If you don't get what I'm saying, just nod your head and smile anyway. Just humor me. All right, next card is telling us kind of where your energy is and what you're manifesting. If you're manifesting positive, or if you're in a lot of fear and you're manifesting fearful situations. Now, this could go either way. I don't know, but I'm going to say what's happening and you can tell me, what it is, because you know what you're feeling. So some of you are either seeing this as a positive, some of you are seeing this as a negative. Some of you are seeing this again as getting very clear and getting focused about all the positive aspects of your fire sign Sagittarius energy. Like this could be you, this King of Wands here, and that fire energy, and just kind of owning it and going for it and eyes on the prize and making it happen and being in your passion and creativity and joy. But some of you may be looking at this again in like the fearful way of like, again, maybe this person is just into me because they're looking for the passion or they're looking for that connection, but maybe they're going to get distracted and go off and be with something else or someone else. Like maybe this is someone who is not going to like be stable. So you might be in a fearful energy in that way. Some of you might be worried about somebody else coming back. I just heard that. I would never in a million years had put those dots together, but I just heard it and it makes complete and total sense. Some of you are really wanting this new person, but you have a fear that someone from the past is going to come back and you're not going to be able to say no to them. Okay? That you want to move forward, but maybe there's this part of you that maybe this person's going to come back. Maybe this person will return. What do I do if I just let myself fall madly in love with this new person and then the old love who screwed up before realizes and comes back? Well, in that case, my dears, I believe what you're going to have to do is, do some releasing here. Do a little bit more unpacking. Write this person a goodbye letter. Release them. Give them some kind of a little like spiritual symbolic send-off. You don't have to give them the letter. You don't have to mail it to them. Okay? But something is having to happen. And if you're having a hard time letting this person go, maybe you need to sit down and write out all of the things that make you hope that the person changes, but then also write out all of the things that this person has done or is doing that are showing their conscious decisions, their free will decisions on how they're hell-bent to not change and why these things mean you gotta let them go. Okay, that's for some of you. Your outcome card here, is Ace of Wands. I'm proud of you, Sagittarius. So most of you you're going for the new opportunity. You're like, you know what? That blast from the past sure was pretty amazing, but it's time for something new. And you're going out and you're grabbing that wand. You're doing it. You're going for it. You're going for it, Sag. So again, fire energy, coming into your fire energy, new beginning, a new way of doing things. Some of you said never again. Some of you had written somebody off or you had written love off, and now it's happening. So I want to be clear. Some of you are in an existing relationship. You're in a relationship with this person right now. I'm not talking about an abusive relationship. I always have to clarify this because when I talk about giving somebody a chance, somebody will comment about how I'm a terrible person for telling them to give an abusive person a chance. No, you should not. If somebody's being abusive, no, you should not be in a situation where you're being abused. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those of you who've been with somebody in a relationship like forever and a day, and it's just been kind of boring, or there just hasn't been a whole lot of spark, or you guys have just kind of drifted apart over the years. I'm talking about that kind of a situation. Or even a situation where maybe somebody you felt like wasn't making an effort in the relationship, and now they're making an effort in the relationship, So in that energy, you're giving things a fresh start. The fire is coming back, the spark is coming back. You're learning to get to know each other all over again. But for other ones of you You're letting go of an old love that maybe you've been waiting to come back, or you're letting go of an old hurt where you were like, I'm never going to love again. You're letting go of that, and a new person is coming in. You know what situation you're in. You know which situation applies to you. But whatever the case, I'm proud of you, Sagittarius, because you're going for that new energy. You know, that's what Ace of Wands is telling us. So make sure you check out your moon sign and rising sign videos as well, because it will bring a little more extra information for your sign, your chart, what's going on with your energy. And be sure, guys, to check out the weekly forecasts. I don't just do love readings. The love readings happen every single month. And then every single week, I will do a reading around finances, career, spirituality, all the other important areas of life. And I do those weekly. So please, my darlings, do check that out. Those are very, very helpful. I thank you so very much for subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. I appreciate it more than you know. Hit that like button, leave me a comment, share the video with your friends. Help it get out there, guys, because I really, really, really want to send positive energy out through my readings, and I want it to get to as many people as possible, and I appreciate your help in that as well. So again, guys, hold that faith. Things are changing for the better. Know that this love is coming in, and I'm wishing you an amazing April.